Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today's episode, we've got another big game in the league, where every game in the league is a cup final. We have Real San Sebastian at home in a game that could be a potential slippery one. It's a game that has the ability to cost us points. If you are enjoying the content, give it a like, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course we are live on stream, so links down below. With that being said, let's go into the episode and recap what has been a stellar run since we have last met. Since our last episode, which was Real Madrid, we have played obviously a number of games. I've come to you with Real San Sebastian with the idea of giving you this game, a very busy period, and then Barcelona, of course, after the end of the busy period, so we can see how the team looks, bodies look, injuries, all that sort of stuff, and get a feel for where we're going in the season. Since this Real Madrid game, we have been fantastic domestically and not bad in the Champions League as well. We had a 3-1 against Espanyol, 5-1 against Huesca, then a few clean sheets in a row, including pumping Hervé Berlin. Napoli 4-1, Valladolid 5-0, Villarreal 2-0, and Celta Vigo we got through as well. We did lose to Manchester City at home, going quite full strength here as well. Did play okay, but Man City were definitely the better side. If you have a look at the Champions League phase, we're currently, after 6 games played, in 8th position. Do have a slight outside chance of probably falling outside the 8, more than an outside chance, I should say. Doesn't bother me, we don't have to win the Champions League. Granoia of all bloody teams who are somehow here, somehow are beating sides left, right and centre. Newcastle 1-0, Fenerbahce, Feyenoord, Quagbarg, Montpellier, give me that run and we top the group. So yeah, interesting that they get that sort of run, and I made the final last year and I get my run. With that being said though, we also then beat with Almira and Albacete with a 2-0 and a 4-0 win, which means we're undefeated. We've won 17 out of 18 matches, 1 draw. We've scored 47 goals and only conceded 7 in the league this season. If you have a look at the data hub, if I click the right one there and go into team performance, as you can see, still under on goals XG by 6, which has kind of been how we've gone all season. But we're under the XJ and in the expected points as well. Do you have a question in chat from Ali? Champions League in January, is that the plan for real life? Yeah, the plan is to go to this Champions League phase where it's a league of 32 teams, which means they're going to play 8 Champions League games. It means a couple Champions League games to end off the league phase of the Champions League in January. That is correct there, Ali. With that being said, squad's in a little bit of disarray though. We do have a couple of injuries and suspension. The Bissawar, who has been fantastic. Winston, averaging a 7.23 this year, has been outrageous. Great footballer, but is out suspended today, so he's a big out. And Tyrone, he gets a little bit injured. That boy does, Tyrone. And in the last game against Albacete, unfortunately getting injured in the 68th minute. That isn't really an injury-prone player, but is injured, and that's not particularly good as well, which means that we're forced into a couple of changes there. Means Milos will play, and there is a man called Okafor, and well, they need to speak about him because he was wanted by a lot of football clubs. He's been fantastic. He's averaging a 7.26. He's developed into this good of a footballer. He's arguably our best centre-back. We did have a whole heap of clubs wanting him. We only had an 80 mil release fee. We've now tied him down to giving him 1 mil if he scores goals and gets assists. We give him a mil. We did a lot to get his average raise down from 140 to 150, just to up that to 186. Main reason is, if you have a look at the squad and you look at the registration, we're exactly spending our exact spend, which is good because it means if we somehow don't win the league this year, we do get an increase on wage that we can spend next season. But it means we can't sign anybody, so there's going to be a quiet window in that regard unless I sell players to fund other players. With that being said as well, let's go and have a look at the squad here for today's game, and then obviously focus our attention elsewhere. So with that being said, our team is as followed. It's Radishes at Quisiero. Schumacher's not been injury free this season, but his 8 games have been good. Okafor and Marfel. Milos has been developing really well, it has to be said, the Serbian backup player. With Bellingham, Dita, Dogana, Rivieri, has to be said, has been developing fantastically, having a very good year. 5 and 6 in 16 matches, exactly what we need from the winger. And Vera is, of course, up top. Now, I want to speak about Vera. He's wanted. He's got 18 and 16, but we have to speak about form. There was a game here against Almira, missed a penalty, missed a couple one-on-ones, 0.15. XG 1.27, scored 2 against Man City, but missed a couple of massive chances. 1.52 XG against Villarreal, only scored 1 goal. And this is the sort of thing that we see from Vera, where he has these big moments in games where he averages 0.5, 0.6 XG, and then he misses like Tenerife. That's been my issue with him, but he always scores a good amount of total goals. He is wanted by a lot of money there from a couple of clubs. My issue for him is we sell him for 200 mil, which could come in maybe, you never know. I don't have enough ways to really replace him, which could be an issue as well, especially in the run-in, so not planning to sell anyone. Here we go. So, with that being said, full strength side, massive game in the context of this season because Real Madrid, if we look at the Spanish First Division title, haven't been themselves. Still been okay. They've only lost 1 game. They've drawn 3, which is 1 against me, 1 against Gijon, and 1 against Real San Sebastian who we're playing today with 1 in 14. Scored the same amount of goals but conceded a few extra. They're only on 45 points. Barcelona as well have already lost 3 games this year. Myself, Zaragoza, Valladolid, kind of already nearly ruling them out because they're 11 points back of this run in as well. And that, of course, is our next episode. So, when I say every game's a cup final, if we win every game for the rest of the season and only lose 1 game, and that's Real Madrid, we win the league. That's the thing. If we win every other game but Real Madrid, we lose at home to Real Madrid, it does not even matter because we would win the league. That's the way we have to view this. That's the way we have to go about this. That's the way that we need to approach every league game to complete this challenge is a cup final that we must win. And this is a potential banana peel because I'm not having Winston at the back for the first time this season. I don't have Tyrone in that centre defensive mid. We're not 100% full strength as well. Now, I am going to actually go to 2 no-nonsense centre-backs, which seems crazy for a ball-playing team. I have not seen a centre-back really pump one forward long out of like anger, when they have options on. So we're going to leave that on there. Into the dressing room we go. Real San Sebastian have a decent side themselves. Nothing particularly amazing to write home about with that side, but they've got a decent side, and that has to be said. Ben Dem is one of our former players who's fantastic, but a lot of these guys are okay regions that aren't particularly great. And that's the thing with Spain. Outside of me and Barcelona, the rest of the comp is okay, but they're gettable. Win the ball back here, and Okafor has been fantastic on the ball. Drives and finds Dogana. We have a great ball out there to DOPDA, who should be able to cut this to Vera. Doesn't. Holds it up looking for Quisiero. 1-0. David Quisiero, World Cup winner of the last World Cup, scores through the keeper. He doesn't score many, but the man, the myth, the legend does score. Now, you might be thinking as well, Damien, you got Valencia next round in the Spanish Super Cup. You saw the final last year, which we lost. Would I give you the Spanish Super Cup this season? Not with this big of a title race on. I will not be. Anyway, Gil nearly should have probably got on that. Rodriguez is beat and we lead 1-0. It's a good start, boys. Can't write it any better. I really do like that start. And now it's about just continuing on playing well. And in that highlight, see how Okafor at no-nonsense centre-back still look to play through the channels. It is very, very dependent on what's going on. Now, Radicic takes a touch, and unlike in the Champions League final, doesn't make a mistake. And Okafor finds Bellingham. Finds Dogana dropping in. Marfelt has been fantastic this year. Drives inside. Dogana, Rivieri. Good ball. Looking for Dida. What a ball. Fortunately, volleyed over the bar. It was a great ball from Rivieri, though. Picked the lock superbly well. And Dida flies over the bar for a 2-0 lead. Free kick here for Benzema, who scored quite a lot of goals for them this season. I think it's 12 already in the league. It's been fantastic. Dominating the game, but it is only 1-0, putting a few chances off target here. Okafor, inside there to Rivieri. Milan, Rivieri. Ball over the top to Vera. Good touch. That's my issue with Vera right there. Is he will score goals because we create so many chances, but he has a lot of games and a lot of moments where he should finish like that, and he puts it straight at the keeper. And it's quite annoying, and it will eventually cause us a game where we will drop some points. Hopefully not today. Palisson, ball inside the Benitez. Gil went for goal, but never caught it well. And that's their big warning shot of the half there, Real San Sebastian. Backstick ball, Okafor's around. Dida's there, he's hit the bar, unlucky. It's actually really good in the air as Dida at 6 foot. Scores a few goals in it for us throughout the season with his head. Unfortunately, that one there didn't go in. Boys didn't seem too arse with the... We're very happy with that half, but should be okay. And a highlight from kickoff with Bellingham, looking for Dida and ain't going to find him with that ball there, that's for sure. Clements now back to Rodriguez. Vera goes to squeeze and we force him long. Marfelt's decent in the air, but Paulson's a big boy and he gets inside of his man here. And this is issues. No one goes towards him. I don't know why the game wouldn't let Marfelt go and try and get in front of him there, but we get away with it. This is the problem with a 1-0 lead. It's only 1-0. We need a second goal. We have conceded a few goals this year. Need a second. Radicic now. That's left short. Marfelt done well. I don't like this at all. This game has changed after half-time. First minute and a half, all Raul San Sebastian. And if we're going to play football, play the ball. Look, eye contact, play. Done. Stop, buddy, half-assed. Barely put any power on it. I'm going to run and then let him press me and then turn around and nearly lose it. Play the fucking ball. Schumacher. Quizziero. Schumacher. Bellingham. Turn out. Finally, we find a forward-thinking pass to DOPDA. Looks for Vera. Good touch. Vera finds Rivieri. Needs help. Falls to Bellingham. Marfelt. Quizziero. And that's going to be a calm highlight, even though it hit the bar. It was never really going to go in, was it? Not happy. We're not happy. To be fair, their 4-4-2 is doing quite well. That's a good ball to Vera, but just didn't fall into the channel. It was the right idea there from Jude Bellingham. They go long, but that's picked off by Quizziero, DOPDA, Milan, or Miloš, one of the two. I think it's Milan Petrovic and Miloš there, but one of them's Milan. Anyway, Rivieri, good ball. Can he score? What a finish. Laurent Rivieri is non-preferred left peg. It's 2-0. DOPDA with another assist. Finally, 2-0. And Jan van Doggenaar has got another assist this season. I think he's got quite a good contribution this year as well. Anyway, Rivieri, non-preferred, a long way away from goal. That is the only place it could go. It was right on the inside of that post and in. And he found it. And like that, it is 2-0. And that eases some concerns. Quizziero loses out. Gil, this feels like a red card highlight. I'm sorry to say, boys. Ben Demmer. Ball inside the Sobo. Gil. Finds another Gil. Is it 2 Gils? Or I've just been like, weird. Maybe I read Gil twice by accident. Good run though. Clement. No, it's 2 Gils. Big. Benitez. Well worked. Hits the top of the bar. Raul San Sebastian aren't dead just yet. They've been plucky, is what I would say. They've been really, really, really plucky. With that being said, 65 minutes played. Schumacher's had an okay game, but on a booking and has been booked a lot this year. I'm going to bring Dem in. Quizziero on a booking, don't want to take him off. I'm going to get Bellingham off though for Alberto, which you might think, Damien, why would you do that? Alberto and Milan played together very well in the reserve side and that do what they need to do. By the way, 8 goals, 4 assists, about to be 5 assists there for DOPDA, so he's on track to have a very good year, which I said at the start of the season. He has a very good year. Vera scores more than 30 goals and the wingers chip in, we win the league, and at the moment, that is happening. 76 minutes played, still looking good. I'm going to bring in David Quizziero for Montero, only because he is dead. Marfelt's also dead, having a good game. Okafor is actually going to go in here, but more as a wing-back on support. And I'm going to bring Tim in as well. Give the back four a little bit of rest. And DOPDA is a little bit dead, so his name is going to be Petrovic to come in that role as well. Should hopefully be all they wrote about this one. But you never know. If there's a highlight and a goal for Raul San Sebastian right now, gets nervy. But time's ticking away. A goal for them right now gets very nervy. Headed at goal, just wide. Radicic may have had it covered. And that's hopefully the last highlight of the game, and it's going to be a clean sheet and a 2-0 win. Time ticks. We scored exactly XG. 2 goals for 2.04 XG. We win 2-0. To be fair, Raul San Sebastian played well, and that's why it was a potential banana slip, because they could have really, if they took their chances, been clinical and really caused us some issues. Now, we were the first game of this match day week, so I am going to stay live here for another extra day just to see the results of this game match day here. Now, we have wrapped up the Super Cup semi-final. Not giving you any of that. Doesn't really matter, and we gave you the final last year, which we did not win. And with our Barcelona coming up at the end of this month, really want to give you that episode, not without putting too much in there. So Raul Jimenez played Barca. Doesn't look like Real Madrid's played yet. They might play the day after. Look, it would be nice if Jimenez got a point or even a win against Barca. It would be fantastic. Kind of Barca dead in the water. Couple offers there, Atlanta. Apparently he's very interested in going to Atlanta. because he wants to be a more important player, so I'll just give him whatever he wants. Petrovic to Juve, not going to sell. It's the sort of stuff we deal with every time. There we go. See the results here. Alright, Barcelona lost 1-0. Wow. Now, does Real Madrid play tomorrow? They do. We're going to stay live because if Zaragoza get a point off Real Madrid here on the Monday, this is swimming. Barcelona lose. Barcelona having a very poor year. They've been trying to recruit at the back and they haven't really bought anyone of note. So, even though we only scored 1 goal past them at the start of the year, they have not been great this year. Here we go. Can we find a Real Madrid slip up now? That would be huge. Them slipping up. Zaragoza, please. Nearly. They did score to give them some pressure, but there we go. So yet again, it's down to 2 in the title race. Barcelona are dead. However, they're a potential very big danger game for us. So next episode will be, of course, Barcelona. As you can see here, we're 7 points clear of Real Madrid after 19 games played. We're currently undefeated in the league, winning our 18 of the last 19 with a draw against Real Madrid. Next episode's Barcelona. See you guys then. Put that one in the diary. If we win this one, if we win this game against Barcelona, there's only one team that can stop us. And even then, even if we lost to Real Madrid, we could still win the league. See you guys then. Thank you and goodbye.